Hello everybody. So, you know that at the minute we are looking at careers, and the careers that we have looked at so far are key worker careers, and mostly things like to do with medical careers, so like doctors, nurses, paramedics and all things like that. So I was thinking, what's a science experiment we can do all about medical things? So then I was thinking, well, the heart is almost at the centre of everything medical. So today I'm going to show you how you can create your own heart model in a jar. So let's have a go. So first of all, you will need a jar, and my jar has got some water in it. It's not full, but it's about 3/4 of the way full. You will need 2 straws, you will need some tape, and you will need a balloon, and you might need some scissors. Well, you will need some scissors as well. The first thing you're going to do is actually take some food colouring if you've got some, or you could use squash or anything really, it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to turn my water red. Now this isn't necessary at all, but this is just so it looks like blood inside, and I'm going to actually use one of my straws to swirl that around. Ooh, there we go. So it's like I've got now this is going to be one of 4 chambers in your heart. It's representing one of the chambers in your heart. So you actually have 4 chambers in your heart, and this is a model to represent one of those. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my balloon and I'm going to chop my balloon. So you see my balloon is like this. Where it starts to get thinner, I'm going to chop it there. So I'm going to carefully get my scissors and cut, like almost cut like the end off the balloon. I'm really careful not to cut the rest. There we go. So now I've got my 2 parts. I've got the thinner part and the rounded part. With the rounded part, I'm going to take that and open it up. It's going to be a little bit fiddly, but it actually is really stretchy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and place it on the top of my jar. Now, if yours doesn't fit, you might want to put some sellotape around it, or if it doesn't fit, but if it's just a little bit loose around the edge, you might want to put some sellotape on it. And then I'm going to pull mine down so it's nice and tight. So now you can see that that covers up there. Now, really carefully, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to take the other end of my straw and put that over the other end of my balloon, sorry, and put that over one of the ends of my straw. Now, obviously, it's open at the minute. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to fold it over and put some tape around it. So it's on like that at the moment. I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to put some tape around it. There you are, just like that. So now that end of my straw is covered. So I wouldn't be able to suck anything out of that straw now because the end is covered. So now I've got my 1 straw here and a covered straw here. Now, what you want to do is you're going to want a cocktail stick or something with a really sharp and pointy end to poke 2 really tiny holes in the top of your jar. You're going to want those holes about this far away from each other, so they're next to each other, but then they've still got room. Now, when I say tiny, as soon as it's made a hole, you can take it out. They don't need to be big at all. So 1 tiny hole, there we go, and 2 tiny holes. Now I'm going to show you those. Now you can see, you can barely even see those holes because they are so small, and that's as big as they need to be. So now you have got your holes. What you're going to do is you're going to take your straws, and interestingly, those holes, when you start wiggling your straw through, will get a little bit bigger. You can pull it apart a bit, and you're going to put 1 straw in one hole and 1 in the other. Okay, so then you should have your 2 straws in there, and one will have the end covered and the other one won't. Now, as you can see, there was no room around the edges of my straws for any air to get in and out. If your hole accidentally gets a bit too big, what you can do is you can just put a little bit of tape around the bottom, and then that works the same. Now this now is demonstrating one of the chambers in my heart. Remember I said there were 4 in there. What happens is the blood comes in to the chambers and the heart beats, and it pumps the blood back out through the arteries into the body, just like this. So the blood pumps, and there you go, and it comes out into the rest of the body. So as your heart pumps, as my finger is representing that pump of the heart, the blood would be coming in here, and then it's being pumped up and at the other side. Now you'll notice that on this side, nothing's getting back up. Now that is like a valve in your chamber, in your heart, because it doesn't let it go back out from where it came from. So as soon as I pump, that valve will shut. So imagine this is open now and it's coming in, and then go down and pump. Oh, that valve shuts and the blood goes out the one way it needs to. So there you are. Pump, 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 pump. Now, you might have noticed I made a bit of a mess. So if you're going to do this, you're going to want to do it either outside or in a tray or in the sink. There you go. So have fun making your own heart chamber model, and we can't wait to see them. Bye!